Welcome back to Salgul. If you're a thriller fan looking for eerie, mind-bending, and unsettling films, you're in for a treat. Today, we're diving into 10 weird and creepy thriller movies that you absolutely must watch. Trust me, these films will leave you questioning reality. Even better? They're all streaming on Netflix right now. At number 10, Infiesto, 2023. Set in the eerie, desolate backdrop of a small mining town in Spain, Infiesto follows two determined detectives, Samuel and Castro, as they investigate the sudden reappearance of a young woman who was presumed dead months ago. The girl, disoriented and traumatized, offers little explanation, but her return triggers a disturbing chain of events, leading the detectives into a dark and twisted conspiracy. As they dig deeper, they uncover a ritualistic cult operating in the shadows, seemingly orchestrating a series of gruesome kidnappings and murders. Each clue takes them further down a labyrinth of ancient beliefs, human sacrifice, and sinister intentions. The case grows even more complex as they begin to suspect that these horrific crimes are somehow connected to the COVID-19 pandemic, which looms in the background, adding an extra layer of isolation and dread. With time running out and a mastermind always one step ahead, Samuel and Castro are forced to confront their own demons and moral boundaries. At number 9, Old People, 2022. When Ella, a divorced mother, returns to her hometown for her brother's wedding, she brings along her two children, expecting a short and joyful visit. But what begins as a family reunion soon spirals into a nightmare, as the town's elderly residents begin behaving strangely. At first, their erratic actions seem harmless. Silent stares, whispered warnings, and unsettling movements. However, as the night progresses, the elderly turn violent, unleashing a brutal, blood-soaked massacre. Driven by rage, resentment, and an unexplained supernatural force, they attack the younger generation with terrifying ferocity, showing no mercy. Ella, now trapped in a town where the rules have changed, must protect her family while uncovering the disturbing truth behind the elderly uprising. Is this revenge for years of neglect and abandonment? Or is there something darker at play? With a haunting atmosphere, chilling slow-burn horror, and gruesome violence, Old People is a thought-provoking thriller that explores themes of aging, loneliness, and intergenerational conflict. Number 8, Restless, 2022. Thomas, a corrupt police officer, finds himself in deep trouble when he accidentally kills a man in a hit-and-run accident. In a moment of panic, he covers up the crime, hiding the body and erasing evidence to protect himself. Just as he thinks he's gotten away with it, he receives an anonymous phone call from someone who knows what he did. As Thomas scrambles to keep his secret buried, he is pulled into a high-stakes game of manipulation and deceit. The mysterious blackmailer seems to be watching his every move, forcing him into a desperate chase to uncover their identity before his life completely unravels. As the pressure mounts, Thomas finds himself making even more reckless decisions, putting his career, family, and sanity on the line. With intense action sequences, nail-biting suspense, and unexpected twists, Restless keeps viewers on edge from start to finish. At number 7, La Proxima Appeal, The Next Skin, 2016. A teenage boy who had been missing for years suddenly returns home, claiming to have amnesia. His mother welcomes him back, but as time passes, she begins to question whether he is really her son or an imposter. As tensions rise, dark secrets emerge, and the boy struggles with fragmented memories that might reveal the truth about his past. Is he truly the long-lost child, or is there a more sinister plot at play? A slow-burning psychological mystery, The Next Skin is a gripping thriller filled with emotional tension and eerie suspense. At number 6, Rebirth, 2016. Kyle, an office worker stuck in a monotonous routine, receives a mysterious invitation from an old friend to participate in a self-improvement retreat called Rebirth. At first, the experience seems like an intense personal development seminar, but soon, Kyle finds himself caught in a surreal nightmare of psychological manipulation, bizarre rituals, and cult-like mind games. Trapped in a twisted cycle of paranoia and coercion, he realizes there is no easy way out. With elements of psychological horror, paranoia, and cult themes, Rebirth is a mind-bending thriller that explores the terrifying consequences of losing control over one's life. At number 5, The Swarm, 2020. In this French horror thriller, Virginie, a struggling single mother, turns to a bizarre business venture, raising locusts as a high-protein food source. At first, she struggles to breed enough insects to make the venture profitable. But when she accidentally discovers that the locusts thrive on blood, her desperation leads her to a horrifying solution. Virginie begins feeding the insects her own blood, developing a disturbing connection with them. The more she sacrifices, the stronger and more aggressive the locusts become. Eventually, the line between human and insect blurs, and her once harmless farm spirals into a living nightmare. With atmospheric tension, psychological horror, and an unsettling climax, The Swarm is an unnerving body horror film that explores the dark side of obsession. Eli, 2019. Eli, a young boy suffering from a rare autoimmune disease, is taken to a secluded medical facility where doctors claim they can cure him. The sterile, isolated environment feels more like a prison than a hospital, and Eli soon begins experiencing terrifying visions. Ghostly figures appear in the halls, whispering warnings, and strange occurrences hint that the doctors may not be who they seem. As Eli's treatment intensifies, he realizes that his condition is not what he was led to believe. The facility holds a dark secret, and Eli is at the center of a horrifying experiment. With nowhere to run and a supernatural activity growing stronger, Eli must uncover the truth before it's too late. What begins as a psychological thriller spirals into a shocking supernatural horror with a twist ending that completely flips the narrative. At number 3, May the Devil Take You, 2000. In this Indonesian supernatural horror thriller, a young woman named Alfie is summoned to her estranged father's deathbed after he mysteriously falls into a coma. When she and her stepfamily visit his abandoned villa in the woods, they uncover dark secrets that he tried to keep hidden. Alfie soon realizes that her father made a pact with the devil for wealth and success, but now his debt must be paid. A vengeful demonic force is unleashed upon the family, and one by one, they begin to suffer horrific fates. As supernatural horrors intensify, Alfie fights to break the curse and survive the night. Filled with terrifying jump scares, grotesque imagery, and chilling folklore, May the Devil Take You delivers an Evil Dead-inspired horror experience that is both unsettling and relentless. At number 2, Veronica, 2017. Based on a real-life paranormal case, Veronica is set in Madrid in 1991, where a teenage girl and her friends attempt to contact Veronica's deceased father using a Ouija board during a solar eclipse. However, something goes terribly wrong, and Veronica becomes the target of an unseen, malevolent force. At first, the signs are subtle, eerie noises, unsettling shadows, and disturbing dreams. But as the days pass, Veronica's home becomes a battleground of supernatural horrors. Dark figures lurk in the corners, invisible hands pull at her blankets at night, and her younger siblings begin to sense an evil presence closing in. As the haunting intensifies, Veronica desperately seeks help, but no one believes her. She soon realizes she is running out of time as the sinister entity sets its sights on her family. With expert cinematography, unsettling tension, and psychological horror, Veronica is a terrifying supernatural thriller filled with nerve-wracking suspense, and one of the most disturbing conclusions in recent horror cinema. Then finally, at number 1, Freaks, 2018. 7-year-old Chloe has lived her entire life locked inside her house under the strict protection of her paranoid father, Henry. He warns her that the world outside is dangerous, filled with people who will try to hurt her. Chloe longs for a normal life and dreams of venturing beyond the boarded-up windows of her home. One day, she meets a strange ice cream truck driver named Mr. Snowcone, who hints that her father isn't telling her the whole truth. Slowly, Chloe begins to uncover a terrifying reality. She has supernatural powers, and the world is hunting people like her. As she starts to test her abilities, government agents close in, forcing her to make an impossible choice: stay hidden or fight back. Blending sci-fi, horror, and psychological thriller elements, Freaks keeps the audience in suspense with a compelling mystery, eerie tension, and shocking revelations. And there you have it, 10 weird, creepy thriller movies that will keep you glued to your screen, questioning reality, and feeling that eerie chill long after the credits roll. Whether you're into psychological mind-benders, supernatural horrors, or twisted revenge tales, this list has something dark and unsettling just for you. Let me know which of these horrors got under your skin the most. And if you have more movies you'd like to see on the list, drop them in the comments. Happy watching, and good luck sleeping.